been fostering for almost 2 years now for the Lucas County Pit Crew.
I've been fostering since about 2003 because I got back into it with a nice home with a fenced-in yard, and I have 2 dogs of my own, and I love all creatures.
I think I've had about 12 fosters now. I think Griffin is my 12th.
I have about 55 photos on Facebook, but it's been about 2 years since I've updated, so I've lost track of how many.
You know, I adopted my dog about 2.5 years ago, and I just loved her so much, and I thought, what else can I do for dogs? You know, I can't adopt another dog. It's just not for me. I just want to have one dog, so I thought, let me try fostering and see what I can do.
I rescued my first dog when I was 8 years old. We were fishing out in Point Place on the the Ottawa River, and I found a little dog, and I wanted to take him home, and my family said no. I cried all the way home, about 15 miles, and my dad turned around and we went back and got Blackie. And I've always loved animals, and that was my first rescue.
Whenever I bring a new foster into the house, we go through a sort of a ritual to introduce each other. We do some parallel walks, just walking together and keeping them crated nearby each other so they get used to smells and sounds. And then we do measured introductions, short play times, and get the dogs to know one another over time. It's not an immediate throw them together and see how it's going to go. So my dog always has time to get used to the new dog and the new situation.
Usually outside, I introduce them outside first, let them smell. My dogs at this time are 11 and 12 years old, and they get along. They're very gentle souls, but I always introduce them carefully so they can smell one another. And I'm very positive that, you know, they're going to do well, and 99% of the time they do.
Fostering is extremely rewarding. It's difficult, but you're giving a dog a second chance, and ultimately seeing them end up in their forever home makes everything worth it.
The hardest thing I would say at sometimes is physically it can be demanding, but that's only part of it. But when you have a dog that people continue to pass over for others, and you know their good qualities, it's hard to see that. But always eventually there's somebody out there that will come along, and it's very rewarding then, even though it's been a while, that they see the uniqueness of every dog I fostered. I think the best thing is I love it. I'm very happy to help the puppies and the dogs. My neighbors, I have no grandchildren, so my neighborhood is full of kids. I get to teach them about dogs and how to interact and how to be careful. They play with the dogs and the puppies. So I think that's the best thing, is the community and sharing and teaching people how good it is to take care of other animals.
Whenever a foster gets adopted, it's always a little bit bittersweet. It's the whole point. It's the end game, is to get the dog adopted. But it's always a little bit sad to let that dog go that you've grown to love over time. I always love my foster dogs just like my own. For as long as they're with me, they're my dog. But every time a foster dog gets adopted, for me, it's an opportunity to add another dog, to bring a dog into that space.
Well, some of the fosters I've had for a very long time, up to several months, 5 months. Some I've only had for a day or two. And I get attached, especially to the ones that I've had a little bit longer. But I'm happy and sad because I love them and I hate to see them go sometimes. And I've shed an awful lot of tears over the ones that I've had for the longest amount of time.
When you foster for the Pit Crew, you're not alone. You always have somebody there for you. We have an incredible group of people that work together and are here to support one another. You're paired up with a mentor, somebody that helps you through the process, so you're never wondering what's next. And we want you to ask questions and feel comfortable.
To be a foster, you have to be willing to have patience and understand that puppies are just like children. They need care. You do everything for them. But it's rewarding as they love you, they give you love. You get to teach them, you get to share in other people's lives, and you're giving back and rescuing life.